Hey guys, in previous session we discussed about how to use useEffect hook. In this session let us see how to make use of useState and useEffect hook and how to convert class component to functional component. Let's start. We commented our class component which is app component as part of our last session. What I'm going to do, I'm going to remove all the useEffect code that we have written in our last session and let us uncomment the class component. Control KU, and still we need to uncomment this code also where we are mentioning the create user and user container. If you save it, we are gonna get errors because create user and user container we have removed the references, so just import them. Import. So now we can see our user dashboard. Still we have the increment button something, so let us remove that. We don't require now. Also let us remove this class, container class not required. Now we have our users dashboard application that we created as part of React Crash Course. So now let us see how to convert this class component to functional component and make use of useState and useEffect hooks. Now let us define a functional component first. So function app and no params required, remove it. So as a first step we need to define the state, but state is not available inside the functional component. So we can use the useState hook to define the state. Use state, the initial value is empty array, so just assign the empty array as initial value, and we know that useState returns the pair of values. So constant users data and the function to update the state. So set users data. So we are done with the defining the state. The next one is component did mode lifecycle of class component. So we know that the component did mode lifecycle fires only one time on the page load, and using that lifecycle we were accessing the API and getting the users data, and then we are updating the state. Since the component did mode lifecycle is not available in functional component, you can make use of useEffect hook. So useEffect, and we know that it takes the two parameters. The first parameter is callback function, and in this callback function I am going to have this, just Control C, and here we don't have the this.setState method, so instead of that we just need to set the users data. So set users data of, and the result we are going to push to the users data. We know that the component did mode lifecycle will fires only once, right? So but the useEffect will fire each time when the state changes or the component renders or prop changes. So now how to prevent it from running? We know that we can use the second parameter, that is empty array. So let's define here empty array. Now this will fire only one time. Once we done with the useEffect function, let's go here and see we have the component did update lifecycle, we don't require. After that we need to define the add user function. So take this add user function, and inside that constant, I'm going to write it as a arrow function, and it is going to take the user. So user, so whenever add user receives the user, it should update the state with the new user. So for that let us go and update the state using the set users data function. So set users data. So we know that we can update the state using the useState in different ways, like we can take the previous state and update the state, and that is the best practice. So take the previous state, and inside that just return, I use the spread operator, so previous state and comma user. Come to the next line, and now we need to define the remove user functionality. Just take this entire thing as is and just add constant before that, and here we don't require this constant user data on destructuring, just you can use users data, and after filtering we get the data. So that data we need to update. So instead of this dot set state, we are going to use the set users data, because we need to use this function to update the state, and here we need to mention data. So now we are done with defining the state and fetching the data using useEffect and adding the user and removing the user functionality. So now let us return the JSX. So the app component must return the JSX, right? So take this entire return function, it ends here. So take this entire this one and use it here. And now let us comment this entire code. So we just commented class component code, and now we have only functional component code. And we need to do the one basic thing, that we need to export our functional component. You can see the error, attempted import error. So export default and function app. Now if you save it, you get some other different error, but you don't get the export error. So now we need to pass the user's data to the user container app. So instead of user data, it should be users data. That's what we defined in the use state. After that, add user, instead of this dot add user, just use the add user. And the same way, remove user, just use the remove user. Refresh, there you go. Now we got our user application with add user and user list, everything. We have the submit, toggle list, everything we have. So now let us check the functionality whether it is working or not. So add user, just add code will take 22, click on the submit, there you go, it added to the users list. And just add one more thing, Sam. So it is added now. So let us delete the any user. Even the delete functionality or remove user functionality also working. And click on the toggle users, this is also working, right? So this is how you can make use of use state and use effect and convert the class component to functional component. Hope this helps you when you working on any projects where you have to convert the class component to functional component. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for all the updates.